Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Hotcakes. If you watched the video where we actually went to retrieve hotcakes and did a walkthrough, then you are familiar with the surroundings. If not, go ahead and check that video out. I've linked it in the description, and while you're at it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Hotcakes here is a model SCS, which means self-contained with a shower. This is a 16-foot trailer, so to put a shower in there is pretty difficult. If you watched the video, you saw how cramped that was. Again, the link is in the description. Go check it out. It is surprisingly original with all of its fixtures. The stove, the refrigerator, it has the wall heater, it has the original water tank, which is a 41-gallon tank. There is an actual water heater, also a separate one, underneath this bunkette, and it is all intact. So there's a lot of original features. The only thing that's not here that was original to this trailer is the toilet. Everything is still underneath it for all of the pipes, the clean out, everything else, so I probably will put it back. There is some things we needed to shore up. You can see the rot behind me is one thing, but the first thing that we're going to tackle is the hole basically in the wheel well. So one of the things that happened in Hotcakes history is that the steel belt on the tire that was on it at the time came loose, but it didn't come all the way off. It kept slapping, bam, 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 and it basically beat this wheel well up. And now there's just an opening to the outside. That's a problem because I don't want any mice, cats, anything to get in here. While this is the first thing that we're going to tackle, there are going to be others in a series of videos. One of the other things that we're going to need to get to is that the tongue jack, or the jack to raise the trailer up to put it on the hitch of your car, does not work anymore. It's frozen. Another thing is a soft spot in the floor that we have. All that's coming up. Stay tuned. But right now, let's fix that wheel well. So here is the rear shower closet combo. We're going to go into just the closet section right now because that is where we're going to be able to access the wheel well best. So you can see we've got a big gap down here. Now it's bowed up in the center, and then actually as I'm feeling it, it feels like all of the metal's still there. It seems like it just got bent underneath it, which could be a good thing. I may be able to just bend this out and then reattach it. So let's investigate that from the outside a little bit. Oh, and you all remember Coco, right? No? You didn't watch that video? Well, go watch that video. I got a 1959 Sterling Corvette that I rescued off a mountaintop overlooking the ocean in Malibu, California, and she's coming up in some videos too. Subscribe to the channel so you can not miss a thing. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we can see here. Ooh, couple spiders on board. Oh yeah, okay. So you can see here is where it bends up and just, it folds around right here. So I might be able to bend this down and get it to reconnect over here. You can definitely see this portion right here where the radial hit as it was going down the road. Slap, 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 slap. We're probably gonna have to end up taking the tire off of this one, but what I wanna do first is see what I can get done from the inside by taking off the bottom closet shelf. All y'all who are familiar with the channel already know my love for the flathead screw. It's a lot harder to work with, can even sometimes slip out and hurt you. I do like their aesthetic, but for functional things like this, I would prefer a Phillips, and I will probably put a Phillips back in here. Well, right on schedule. This little guy right here is stripped out. So I got about 2 turns on it before it just completely gave way. And so, but I got enough on it where I can get a pair of snips on it, and the blades of the snips will bite into it, and I'll get it out of there. So let's try that now. What should have taken about 2 minutes ended up taking about 10, so not the kind of time I need to be burning on these things. Okay, Okay, so this does give me a lot more access. This is good, but I am gonna go outside and see if I can start the process from there, because this is folded up underneath, and so I'll be able to get a lot more, I think, leverage from outside to try and pull this down. So while I can get my hands up underneath there and I can start pulling it down, there's so much of it bent up in there that the tire is in the way. So I am going to have to get this thing jacked up a bit, get that tire off. Gotta do it. Okay, so initially, I'm gonna call this a success. You can see there are some holes in the metal in different areas. That's no big deal to patch small ones, but for the most part, the shape is back to where it needs to be. The overall round shape is back. Here we've got some little tearing. Put a patch on it on the inside, just so that water doesn't get sprayed up, because we don't want that to come in and damage any of this wood. All in all, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Now we're gonna go and fine tune some of the edges. Okay, so that's day one. I'm gonna call it here. It's summer, so it stays light out longer, but it's getting to be about 6:30. I'm gonna call this a day, and I'm pretty happy with how day one has turned out. Everything's bent back to the shape that it was originally, for the most part, with some holes here and there, but I'm gonna be able to patch those because I collected this a lot of years ago, and I've been using bits of it ever since. It's trailer grade aluminum, and there's enough here to do what I need to do, which is to mold it to fit over the wheel well on the inside where the tire is, in order to keep water out. So I will use some polyurethane, and that will seal it off, and we'll be done with this project. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is day two, and we are back on the wheel well. And today I've actually got some help. Our son is back from college, and he's offered to help with this for a few, and then we're gonna head off to the beach. So here's what I'm thinking. Well, I've bent the mangled wheel well back into shape pretty much, but there's a lot of damage, a lot of holes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna patch in some of that extra aluminum that I've got, probably start about here and then make it come past this area and wrap around, because the floor of the trailer itself, it's under the shower pan, so it's not really affecting anything, but it is access for critters and whatever else. So I'm gonna make this piece one piece. It's gonna come down, bend, and come back over here and secure to the floor. There's one other problem that we're having with this trailer, and that is that the tongue jack, or the crank that lifts it up and down on the front, is frozen. So I think I'm gonna get Boone started on that while I cut the metal for the wheel well. And by the way, the whole family has channels. All of them are linked in the description, so go ahead and check out their channels, like and subscribe as well. It's a family affair over here. We're gonna grind this guy off right here first, just to get it started. Bink.
This?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's some stuff under there.
Ooh.
Bad stuff. Bad stuff.
Yeah, let's see if that'll come up off of there, that cap.
Oh, this?
Yeah. That'll come up, and then old trailers. So while Boone takes care of that, I'm gonna cut the metal for the wheel well. Obviously very DIY here, but whatever works, right? Okay, so now, as you can see, we have secured the piece of aluminum to the bottom of the floorboards, caulked it in there, and the other piece is run up inside the well and will cover these tears and rips. So now we're gonna go inside and finish the job. Okay, so here we are on the inside, and we're gonna go ahead and fold this piece that we've fed up through here over and then secure it with some caulking right here, and that should take care of those tears. And then after that, we'll go ahead and take care of some of these little random tears on the side of the wheel well with some patches. Phillips head screws. Nice.
Yeah.
Got a little baby friend.
Okay. And then this whole thing.
Yep. Nice. So down here, there should be some bearings in here. Yeah, nice and rusty. Nice. So now that that's nice and clean, we have to work on getting it stuck, because everything that was in these threads is going to be all the way down in here too. So we're going to start by trying to put some grease on here and screw it in and bring some grease down inside the tube, and then work it up and down until we can free this up and clear all the debris out of there. And then go down. Yeah, just back and forth a little bit. Get some grease in there. Beautiful. Okay, let's go put it back on.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, don't be shy.
So straight back.
Oh wow, and straight through. Sometimes you have to mess it around with it a little bit, and then you'll see that.
Yep.
Shape, and then the bottom's got the same shape. That's a little harder. You have to wiggle it a little bit. And nice.
You put it up higher.
Get that cap on. Yep, and then give that a crank. So nice. Okay, I'll get a bolt for that, and we'll put a bow on this. Nicely done.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, job done. This one took a lot longer than I thought, so we are just going to call it at this for today's project, and Boone and I are going to go hit the beach. Yay.